going to go to Madison Cawthorn, who can't even spell his own name right now, which is amazing. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they showed his signature online, and he leaves letters out of his own last name, like a toddler. It's fucking weird. Word to Big Bird Al, no effort. Seriously, no more patriarch? No, what do you mean no more patriarch? As AOC would want him crying out. Oh, yeah. Let's see. This is going to be...
All right, guys.
Hold on. I'm blocking this out. We'll go to... there's an ad on the top of this one, too, so give me a second. Cawthorn was on Newsmax, I think. Yeah, on OAN. This is... Which, again, if you're on OAN, the next big drop is going to be... hold on. Is going to...
says the January...
Yipes. Hold on. Pause. Go back. Does it work? Is it playing? No. Here we go. This guy.
Than a political witch hunt.
Okay, here we go. So if you're on OAN, beg your pardon, the next stop is Flashpoint on the gradation point. Like if Fox won't have you, then you go down to Newsmax, then it's OAN, then maybe you can bounce off RSBN, but then it's straight to Flashpoint. Yeah, the official asshole network, the oral anal network. This is a good freeze frame, though. It looks like a Martin Short face. By the way, anybody else enjoying murders? Only Murders in the Building? I miss Paul Ince. Seriously. Derp. Here we go.
Representative Cawthorn says the January 6th commission is nothing more than a political witch hunt. When America's John Hines has more from Capitol Hill.
Talking about Congress, talking about the Democrats being...
Talking about the Democrats. Now, I understand you always carry a knife. You had sexual assault allegations against you, and you're basically calling for an armed insurrection against the United States government, which you took a oath to protect.
I guess
young Bob Roberts,
united by their opposition to Donald Trump. Of course, he is gone, and I'm wondering,
is he gone? Wait a minute. Celebrate good times. Come on, burn out, pack bow now, bow. There's a party going on right here. A celebration lasts throughout the year. Hold on one second. And bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on now, celebration. All right. I thought he said he's gone. Trump's gone? It's amazing. I feel better already. I just want to rest in that one. He's gone. He's gone. What a weird way to phrase it.
What is your assessment or what is your observation?
Yes. Yes. Person who's half my age who is a sitting congressperson. What is your assessment of the best way to sign your name? Use all the letters or fuck it?
And you probably talk to Democratic colleagues in the hallway, in the elevator.
No, he probably doesn't.
And there's probably, a lot of conversation which doesn't go reported.
Yeah, there's tons of, there's plenty of chit chat. Everybody's lining up to get groped by Madison Cawthorn.
And recorded. What is your sense of whether or not,
or lack thereof,
the Democratic caucus will hold together with regard to this infrastructure bill and then this huge 3 point...
Agreed, Jude. God bless our troops. We support our troops, period, end of story. I have ultimate respect for anybody who would do something that needs to be done that I'm not willing to do myself or that I have not done myself, especially. This applies to nurses and first responders. I think we all owe that level of respect to those folks because they rush into situations that are just awful all the time. Most of those folks, every day is the worst day of your life. There you go. So there you go.
$1 trillion catch-all spending bill that they want to get through Congress. What's going on with that? What is the whispering that you hear about that?
Yeah, the whispering. Tell Madison Cawthorn in the whispering.
So it's interesting. Right now, we're coming up to a spending limit in our country where we have a debt ceiling. I believe that
Yeah, we know what $100 looks like. Oh, and let the boy talk for a second.
Should be voting no to not raise our debt ceiling. I think our national debt is a national security crisis. But right now it's looking like Nancy Pelosi is going to vote to extend that debt ceiling indefinitely to December so that they can then spend as much money as we want between now and December, which would be catastrophic for our country. But what's going on in the Democrat?
Well, no, because the debt ceiling raise wouldn't cover that stuff because the bill wouldn't come due for it for a couple of years, so it wouldn't be factored in. You wouldn't pay you wouldn't pay interest on a debt you have not accrued yet at all.
Party right now in the House is that you have one faction of the Democratic Party who's saying, oh, we just need to get this infrastructure bill passed. But then you have the radical wing, think AOC, think Ilhan Omar, who are over there saying, well, no, unless we pass this $3.5 trillion catch-all radical spending plan, then I'm not going to pass our infrastructure plan. And so what we have right now is this stalemate, this deadlock between, these rising stars of what I call the squad.
That's I thought they came up with that name themselves. See, and this is October 3rd, and today is October 4th, and the Friday would have been when the $3.5 trillion bill basically it was dead in the water and is going to be reshaped at 1.7 to 2.3 or maybe even 1.5. So, but you know what? Don't let reality stop your talking point. Go for it, kid.
Pelosi facing off, looking at each other, seeing who's going to blink first. And hopefully both of them just hold each other in a stalemate until the Republicans take control of the House in 2022. Because both of these packages, the infrastructure package and the $3.5 billion catch-all spending package, are absolutely detrimental for our country. I call it the long-form death certificate of my generation.
Are they gonna... The long-form death certificate. Excuse me?
Long-form death certificate of my generation.
Are they going to make it out of...
Death certificate. Beg your pardon. I was mistaken. I thought he said percificate. It's long-term death certificate.
What do you think?
I believe eventually they will. Nancy Pelosi, I detest almost every single thing that she believes in, but I would tell you, for whatever reason, she's...
Yeah, she's got grandkids. She's Catholic. She believes in diversity and inclusion. I can understand that.
Whipping votes over on the Democratic side. I encourage all Democratic members, stop being so afraid of this woman. The people will have your back if you start just becoming patriots.
Mm-hmm.
If you just become patriots. They are patriots. They're not patriots with a capital P and a trademark sign at the end.
I know we're 11th Congressional District. Your predecessor, Mr. Meadows, has been subpoenaed by this January 6th committee, and he's said that the public does not know the full story about the Capitol riot.
Well, then go down there and sit down under oath and tell us the whole story. Knock yourself out, Meadows. If the public doesn't know the whole story, then the best time to tell them is under oath in front of a committee like that. I mean, honestly, and everybody will know you're telling the truth because you'll be under oath, and if you don't tell the truth, you'll be criminally liable.
Suggesting that there's a whole lot that needs to come out. What's going?
Yes, there's a whole lot that needs to come out, especially a recording of him telling Trump saying, "Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?" After
With that January.
No, that was McCarthy. The Meadows stuff is just internal. So yes, I want to hear everything Meadows overheard in the White House
committee, and why do you suppose they've subpoenaed your predecessor, former?
Yeah, I can't imagine. He was just in the White House that day. Does anybody know?
Representative Mark Meadows.
So he's both one, my predecessor, two.
One, my predecessor, two, my daddy from another Maddie. Do they have to cut to the person he's talking about like color forms every time he says someone's name? Literally, the P in Pelosi hadn't finished crossing his lips when they cut to a clip of her. It's an interview. Is there some stitching going on? Are they literally hammering sentences together to make this cohesive?
My debate mentor growing up in high school, and 3, he was my boss for 2 years after my accident. So I have a lot of respect for this man. And then he served as the chief of staff to the greatest president this country's ever had. And so
Mark Meadows worked for Jimmy Carter?
I see that they're issuing a subpoena for a man.
Yeah, don't say subpoenaing. Don't subpoenaing. Issuing a subpoena for. Yeah, that's subpoenaing tape.
Moral and just as Mark Meadows. I realize that this is a political witch hunt. Unfortunately, Nancy Pelosi, to her detriment, does not have Donald Trump to impeach for a 3rd time. So basically what they're trying to do is they are going after Donald Trump's closest allies. You know, people like myself, you know, they're going after Mark Meadows.
So this is impeachment.
Why are they going after you? Has Cawthorn been subpoenaed?
Is that what that is?
I believe it is another form of impeachment where really the process is the punishment. They're trying to drag Donald Trump's name through the mud by attacking people like myself and Mark Meadows who support his America First agenda. But unfortunately,
what the fuck does that have to do with January? Does that have to do with January 6th? Why would you align what you believe is an America First policy with what happened on January 6th instead of distancing yourself? Instead of going, our America First policies have nothing to do with I absolutely am against what happened on January 6th. I think it's wrong. I think people did terrible things that day, and even the people that followed along had no business crossing into the Capitol, blah, blah, blah. Like, you could do that. I mean, it's that easy. I mean, you can't do it and keep the only voters that like you because you're, a violent insurrectionist at heart, but...
The American people see through this. They see it's...
And a tree killer.
It's going to be politically weaponized. They're going to try and label us as some kind of right-wing extremists or terrorists so that we lose all of our rights and they can start spying on us and attacking us in that way. Because these people...
How would that be? I think most of us are fine with that. If you help do this, you just go straight to jail. You'd face criminal indictment and you would go to jail because you aided and abetted an insurrection attempt on the United States Capitol that resulted in people dying and 140 cops being wounded. That I would think, and I guess technically you're right about the spying because you're not really ever private in a cell. One of the walls is wide open at all times.
Terrified of the movement that Donald Trump started. And that is a movement where we say, to hell with the elites. We are going to stay here to fight for the American people, the forgotten man and woman in every single state all around this country. And they are terrified of it, so they're trying to destroy us.
Madison Cawthorn, member of Congress representing the 11th Congressional District, Western North Carolina.
That's it? That's all they got out of that interview. How long did this asshole sit with him? Seriously. 20 minutes? At least. Half hour? I mean, look at the paper on this asshole's lap. This, you got a 4-minute interview out of this? It's pitiful.
For talking to us on America.
It's an honor, friend. Thank you.
It's an honor, friend. Thank you. Does he still have his knife on him? I don't know.